MadBitcoins. Tom?
I'm Tom, or MadBitcoins, or Mad, or Tom. Mr. Bitcoins.
Okay.
It's all cool. So let's see, you're, how do you say your last name?
Guillot.
Guillot.
Yeah.
Do you want me to call you BJ Guillot, or like Mr. Guillot?
BJ is probably fine. A lot of people can't pronounce the last name anyway.
Very good. All right. Well, now that you've said it, I got a shot.
Yeah,
but before I would have said Guillot.
Ha.
So I'm bad at pronouncing.
Okay.
But I'll do an intro.
Okay.
Good morning, Bitcoins. We're live with BJ Guillot, who's running for Congress. How's it going, BJ?
Oh, it's going great. Glad to see you, Tom. It's here at the Beltway for Bitcoins conference here in Washington, D.C., just to meet with all the other folks like yourself that have got a real keen interest in Bitcoin. So it's great.
Very cool. So where are you running for Congress at?
So I'm running for Congress in Washington State, Congressional District Number 2. That's an area in the state of Washington, basically the I-5 corridor around going from Linwood up to Bellingham, as well as San Juan Islands and Island County.
So you came all the way from Washington State to Washington, D.C.
Well, hey, if I win the election, I'm going to have to be here anyway a lot. So it's a, it's a preview of what I'm going to experience. It's only a 4.5-hour flight, no big deal.
Very cool. So how did you learn about Bitcoin?
So I've been involved with Bitcoin for about a year. I mean, I started hearing about it a long time before that, but it just kind of, I didn't pay that much attention to it. But about a year ago, I started paying a lot more attention, and I started doing some mining. First with just CPU mining using like the Bitmentor client, and worked my way up to getting the graphics cards and doing GPU mining. And then finally, I moved on to ASIC equipment. So I've got various different manufacturers now doing about 3 terahash per second in mining on the Bitmentor pool still.
Very cool. So you know all about Bitcoin mining, so we don't have to go over the fundamentals here. You already know how to buy and send Bitcoins. Have you bought anything with Bitcoins?
Yeah, I've bought some other mining equipment with Bitcoins. I've gone to overstock.com and purchased a few things, like my wife's into kettlebells. So we bought a kettlebell rack from overstock.com. That was pretty cool, nice. Being able to do. And then a few other places I bought some miscellaneous computer equipment using Bitcoin. So great stuff.
Very cool. So you're running for Congress about Bitcoin, or just generally?
I'm running for Congress in general, but Bitcoin is one of the things that I'm very interested in because of the mining background and everything. So but yeah, my other issues are things like I want to see the budget balanced. I think we're spending too much money. We've got to get the deficit spending under control and start paying off some of that debt. I think we need to pull our troops out of Afghanistan and stop getting involved in all these other conflicts. And number one, I kind of went 3, 2, 1 there, but number one is I can't stand what the NSA is doing in terms of spying on our emails and web traffic and phone calls. That's got to stop now. And I think finally Congress is getting the message on that, and the House anyway just voted on a bill, and it passed in the House to cut funding to some of that NSA stuff with the warrantless wiretap. So it's getting a little bit better. Still got a ways to go. We got to see where it goes from there, but I just want that to stop. So
I think cutting funding is the right thing to do. When you have an organization that's gone rogue like that, as we've seen in the last year with the Snowden revelations, a lot of people were paranoid about this before. We had the Beast in the Machine, the book about how they were copying everything out of AT&T. They had the secret room, all the internet was running through it, and now we know 100% what they're doing. So it is time for people to take action, to write their congressman, to vote for a different congressman if they're not going to support curtailing the NSA and restoring our freedoms in this country. So I support your cause.
Great. Yeah, it's time to reboot Congress. Let's get the incumbents out. Let's get a new slate of people in there. I'd like to see technically minded folks like myself in there. That'd be great. And I mean, Bitcoin's right the way. I mean, I got QR codes here. I can take donations on that. Everything works really cool with Bitcoin. So love the conference so far.
Very cool. So if you're in Washington, check out BJ Guillot. He's running for Congress. What district is it in Washington?
Congressional District Number 2, and my website is voteforbj.com. Real easy to remember, voteforbj.com.
Very cool. Thanks a lot. Later. Cool, man. Thanks a lot. It's very cool. Yeah, I totally agree.